In a quiet suburb of Portland, Oregon, lived two sisters, Mia and Chloe, whose lives couldn't have seemed more different. Mia, the younger, was a graphic designer who worked late nights at a small studio, her life a patchwork of freelance gigs and coffee-fueled deadlines. Chloe, 2 years older, was the golden child in their family's eyes, married to Ethan, a charming architect with a smile that could light up a room. Chloe never missed a chance to gush about her perfect marriage date nights at upscale restaurants, weekend getaways to the coast, and Ethan's endless patience and devotion. To Mia, it was insufferable. How could Ethan, who seemed so kind and grounded, put up with Chloe's constant need for attention? Worse, why did he seem to adore her for it? Mia's resentment had simmered for years, but it boiled over one rainy October evening in 2025. The sisters were at their parents' house for dinner, and Chloe was in rare form, recounting a story about Ethan surprising her with a custom-designed pendant for their 3rd anniversary. "He's just so thoughtful," Chloe said, her voice dripping with pride as she flashed the sparkling necklace. "I don't know how I got so lucky." Mia forced a smile, her fork stabbing her mashed potatoes a little too hard. She wanted to scream. Chloe had always been the center of attention, and now Ethan's devotion made it worse. What did he see in her that night? As Mia drove home through the drizzle, she couldn't shake the question. Ethan was handsome, successful, and genuinely kind. Everyone said so. He volunteered at the local community center, remembered birthdays, and even helped Mia move into her apartment last year, hauling boxes without a single complaint. Chloe, on the other hand, could be selfish, always steering conversations back to herself. Mia wondered, how does he stand her? Is he blind, or is there something I'm missing? The answer came unexpectedly a week later. Mia's car broke down on her way to a client meeting, and with no one else available, she reluctantly called Chloe for help. To her surprise, Ethan answered Chloe's phone. "She's at yoga," he said, his voice warm. "I'm nearby. I'll come get you." 20 minutes later, he pulled up in his sleek hybrid SUV, offering her a coffee from the shop he'd stopped at on the way. "Figured you'd need a pick-me-up," he said with a grin. As they drove to the mechanic, Mia seized the chance to dig. "You're always so nice," she said, trying to sound casual. "How do you keep it up with Chloe? I mean, she's kind of, a lot." She regretted the words instantly, but Ethan just chuckled, not missing a beat. "She is," he admitted, glancing at the road. "But there's more to her than what people see." Mia frowned. "Like what? All I hear about is your perfect life together." Ethan's smile softened, and he hesitated, as if weighing how much to share. "It's not perfect," he said finally. "No marriage is. Chloe's got her flaws, hell, so do I, but she's also the one who keeps me grounded." "You want a story? Here's one." He told Mia about a time 2 years ago when his firm lost a major client, tanking a project he'd poured his heart into. Ethan had spiraled, questioning his career, his talent, everything. "I was a mess," he said. "Barely talking, just shutting down. Chloe didn't let me stay there. She dragged me out of the house, literally dragged me to this little diner in Selwood. She made me talk, not about work, but about stupid stuff, like our favorite movies from high school. She kept at it, night after night, until I could breathe again. She's loud about her wins, sure, but she's louder when it comes to pulling me through my losses." Mia stared out the window, the rain streaking across the glass. She hadn't expected that. Chloe, the self-absorbed bragger, as a lifeline it didn't fit. Ethan continued, his voice quieter now. She brags because she's insecure. You know how your parents always compared you to. She still feels like she has to prove she's enough. The perfect marriage stuff, it's her way of convincing herself we're okay. But I love her because she's real messy, human, and trying her best, just like me. Mia's chest tightened. She'd spent so long resenting Chloe's spotlight that she'd never considered what lay behind it. She thought of the times Chloe had called her late at night, asking for advice on small things, recipes, outfits, even Ethan's birthday plans. Maybe those weren't just demands for attention but attempts to connect. When they reached the mechanic, Ethan offered to wait with her, but Mia shook her head. I'm good, she said, managing a small smile. Thanks for the ride. And, for telling me that. Over the next few weeks, Mia started paying attention. She noticed how Chloe lit up when Ethan laughed at her jokes, how she'd quietly slip him an extra serving at dinner, or how her eyes softened when he talked about his day. Mia didn't magically stop feeling annoyed. Chloe's bragging still grated, but she began to see the cracks in the perfect facade. Chloe wasn't just a show-off, she was someone desperate to feel secure, and Ethan loved her enough to weather it. One evening, Mia invited them over to her apartment for pizza. When Chloe started gushing about their latest weekend trip, Mia didn't roll her eyes. Instead, she asked, "What's the one thing you love most about Ethan?" Chloe blinked, caught off guard, then grinned. He sees me, she said simply. Ethan squeezed her hand, and for the first time, Mia didn't feel like an outsider. She didn't hate her sister anymore. She didn't fully understand her either, but she was starting to try. And maybe, she thought, that was enough for now.